Hippie Fari Reggae Radio and Podcast is brought to you by The Island Rhythm, the dopest reggae-inspired and Rasta-inspired designs, clothing, and everything else you could possibly imagine. Check out theislandrhythm.com. Check out Island Rhythm on Facebook and on Instagram. Once again, The Island Rhythm is where it's at. Much love. All right. Cool. There we go. All right, Savannah, so welcome to Reggae at the Rock. Thank you so much for coming in. Definitely appreciate you taking the time out to do the interview with us. So how's the energy been so far here at Reggae at the Rock for you?
It's been hot, but it's been fun. I enjoyed myself.
How was your set?
It was great. Got to rock with some people, got to do a little spin on some songs that typically wouldn't be reggae, and then I also added some reggae, of course. Got to throw some of my original music in there as well.
That's awesome.
So that was great. It was a good time.
That's cool, man. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Was it, covers, originals? So that's awesome, man. I've had the opportunity to hear you play live, and it's an absolute treat. Love your vibe.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So just for anyone kind of discovering you, what's kind of the story behind you? How did you get started in the music? Was it an organic thing from childhood, or did it just come upon you? Kind of tell us the story.
Yeah, so there's a couple things. So music runs in my family, so I got a couple of musicians there. And for the most part, I just kind of picked it up and just started learning covers and writing songs from a young age, and participated in a lot of things in school, and then eventually just started performing out in around town, and now I get to play around Florida, so it's pretty great. It wasn't always a full-time thing, but now I am happy to say it is. So it's been a long journey, but it's really fun.
That's absolutely fantastic. You're a full-time musician. That's a beautiful thing to be able to do what you love full-time. It's not a job, right?
Right.
Right, yes. That's very cool. So when it comes to reggae music, I know what you were saying, you took, some of your tracks and you kind of put the reggae spin into it. Is there, do you have a connection to reggae music? Like what's the vibe that reggae music actually gives you?
So I actually grew up with a lot of ska music. I have
Nice.
Ska and punk rock was a thing.
Are you an Operation Ivy fan?
I am.
Yes.
Sound system gotta bring me back up, yeah.
Woo!
I did a little bit of the specials on my set today too, so there's a strong bond with the two. But to me, reggae music, ska music, it's all about unity and building each other up, and a strong sense of community and belonging, no matter where you come from, and just being good to one another. So I definitely support that.
That's a beautiful thing. That's cool that you mentioned ska and punk rock. Huge ska fan. Huge punk fan. Grew up like the new school punk. They called it like Pennywise, No FX, No Use for a Name. Operation Ivy was obviously one of my favorite bands. So
Nice.
That's really cool stuff. You ever heard of Skankin' Pickle?
I have.
Oh, man. High five on that one. That is so cool. Right on.
Love it.
That's good stuff, man. So if you had to describe your sound to somebody who had never heard you before, how would you describe it?
I would say acoustic soul
Oh,
with
cool.
a twist. Say that, because I would say like soul is at the root of all my music, but I definitely encompass multiple genres within one. In fact, a lot of my original songs are not one specific genre. Like I have reggae songs, I have punk songs, I have R&B, I have just regular rock songs, folk even. So I would just say acoustic soul would probably fit the bill there.
That's a great description. I've actually never heard acoustic soul before, so that's very cool, man. There's a reggae artist out of the UK. Her name's Holly Cook, and she described her music as like island pop, but it's reggae. But because it's kind of poppy, but yeah, I'd never heard that before either. So.
I never heard of something somebody brought to my attention as trop rock.
What's it called?
Trop rock.
Oh, it's like
Apparently
tropical
it's a big
rock?
thing. Yeah, it's
Nice.
a big thing here.
That's
And I'm
cool.
like, all right, I have to tap into that.
I know, there's so many like genres and then subgenres and subgenres on that, especially like in electronic music. It's like, my God, bro.
For sure.
There's 500 different genres under tech house. It gets so confusing.
Well, that's what I love about music, though. You can take any genre and flip it into a different genre.
Yes.
And it's great.
And you can
Very versatile.
make it your own.
Exactly.
That's a
That's the
beautiful
important
thing.
part, too.
100%. So, like, where do your, relating to your original stuff, your lyrics and your melodies, where do they come from? What's your songwriting process? Do you think of the lyrics and then write the music? Do you think of the music, then write the lyrics? Or does it matter?
You know, I had a friend one time. He said, your songwriting method is very backwards. Because I think he said you're supposed to write the chords and then the lyrics. And then I wrote the lyrics and then the chords or something to that effect.
Right.
To be honest, I don't have an exact method to it. It's just kind of like as it comes. And whatever comes, I'll just kind of sort it out and figure out how I'm going to piece it together.
I like that. That's awesome. And that, to me, that screams creativity because you're not like, I have to have this before I have this.
Mm-mm.
You come up with something, and you're like, I'm going to add something else to it, and I'm going to write a song.
Right. Exactly.
So what's the last original that you wrote?
So I'm actually in the process of finishing up a mashup. So, you know the song that's like, guess you're wondering where I've been.
100%.
And then, what you won't do for love.
Right.
Tupac's version. So I'm taking those two, doing a mashup, and then I'm also writing a rap in the middle of that.
Oh, right on.
So I'm going to put all that together. That's what I'm working on right now.
Is there any guests with you, or is it all you?
It's all me.
Nice. I got to hear that. I can't wait. That sounds absolutely incredible, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really want to experiment with rapping and just raw drums.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a buddy that does drums, and I'm like, we should totally just do a rap drum thing. I'm pretty open, and I like playing with other people too. I just mostly do solo stuff, but I'm open both ways.
Yeah, I love any kind of collaboration. That's my thing. Like my podcast quote, strengthen unity, build your community. I just love collaboration on any form.
Yeah,
whether
definitely.
music, doing anything. I love working with other people. It's so much fun. So do you prefer smaller shows? Like the first time I met you was, a smaller venue. That was a funny story, by the way. Or do you prefer the festivals or kind of equal in the middle? And if so, kind of why?
So I think it depends on the crowd and also the weather. The weather can definitely have a profound impact on the set as a whole. But honestly, it's just if people are eager and excited about live music, to me, it doesn't really matter how big or small the crowd is. Like even today, being the first person to play for the Reggae on the Rock today, there's a couple people, and they were like, yeah, I'm sorry, like, there wasn't more people out yet. And I said, you know what, it's totally fine, because if I can play for people, like one or two people even,
Amen.
and they get something out of it, and they're
Amen.
like, I really dig your vibe, I really enjoy what you did up there, that's all I could ask for.
Yeah,
so
that's a beautiful
whether
thing,
that
man.
come in a small or big package, it honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I strongly believe music is about community, and it's a connection, it's a dialogue. So whether that be one person or 1 million people, as long as that is occurring, then I'm good.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, we have a nonprofit, and I talk to my wife about it all the time. I'm like, if you just touch one person's life, then the job is done. Everything else is awesome.
Exactly.
But, to be able to impact one person's life, that's incredible.
That's all you can ask for. Because music is that part. It stimulates every part of your brain and your soul and your heart. So it's like if you could do all of that for one person,
yep,
golden.
That's wild. And then you're sitting back like, wow, I did it not because I had to, but because I wanted to.
Exactly.
And that makes it so
it's got to come from the heart.
Beautiful. Everything. Yes. Wow, you literally just hit it right there. I mean, to me, anything starts with the heart. Revolution, anything, it's got to come with the heart and into the mind, and then, then you take action. But yes, it all starts with the heart. That's such a beautiful thing. So what are some of your influences? I know you have a broad spectrum of music that you play. So where did that come from?
So I would have to say Amy Winehouse is at the top of the list. She is one of the GOATs.
Yep.
Love her. Lauryn Hill, Gwen Stefani. I grew up with a lot of ska, like I said, so I was a huge Streetlight Manifesto fan for a long time. Less Than Jake, they're from Gainesville.
I love Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake,
yes.
and they're really nice guys, too.
Yeah.
I got to meet them. They're great. So I love ska music. I love the blending of the two. So, fun fact, I learned Amy Winehouse was affiliated with Nas for a while. I don't know if they dated or whatever. But there's that. And then she also did a lot of ska. Like she did a lot of cover of like the specials and stuff.
Oh no shit! I didn't know that. That's
so
cool.
I was like, cool. So that is kind of where I find my sound, is that like blending of the genres. I really have respect for jazz music and reggae and ska and blues. And when there's infusions of the sorts, I get really excited. So like all that.
Have you ever heard of a reggae band called Groundation?
I don't think I've heard of them. No.
Yeah, it was started by Harrison Stafford. He was a jazz program, a jazz student. And 9 other jazz students is like, you know what? We're starting a reggae band. And
There you
they
go.
just put out their 11th album, Foundation. It is
Foundation. I'll check 'em out.
amazing. Long-form solos, 7-minute songs, and they record analog. You know what I mean? So a lot of the recording is all live.
Nice.
So like
I
nobody
love
messes
live
up. So
stuff.
you're not allowed to mess up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you can't go back, press a button, go back, and
Exactly.
then just redo it. So, but Groundation, yeah, if you like jazz, you would absolutely fall in love with them.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
Absolutely. So, have you ever toured like multiple shows on the road or anything like that?
So I've gone to Vero Beach before,
Okay.
and I frequent there like once a month. But as far as doing like a tour, a set couple days in different cities, I have not. But it's definitely on my bucket list.
Yes. No. I definitely see somebody like you touring. You know what I mean? I
Thank
think
you.
you definitely fit that vibe. So, as far as reggae music is concerned, how do you see its role, kind of in the world today, musically, but kind of more important socially?
I think it's important to recognize and embody that we're all one. I know it sounds kind of cliche.
No, it's so true.
But
though.
we really are.
Yes.
And if we could all see each other as part of the bigger picture, I think the world would be in a lot better way. I also don't think there should be any kind of rivalry between races and
Amen.
different takes
Yes.
on reggae music.
Right.
Like the whole point of reggae music is unity and bringing people together and being good to one another, having respect for one another. That's the important part. So that should be at the forefront. And I think respect is huge, especially when it comes to music. It can definitely be a competitive industry, regardless of the genre. But I think that's very important to keep at the forefront. Is respect and unity. That's what it's about.
Amen, 100%. Yes, and I completely agree with you, 100%. You know, reggae music was built for, revolution and resistance, but through community building.
Exactly.
Bringing people together to fight oppression, to fight racism, to fight all the awful things that still honestly go on in this world today. And the message of reggae music is just as valid today as it was in the 60s when the first reggae records came out, because unfortunately there's still awful things going on.
Right.
And I think reggae music is a weapon of the people that can be used in a very, very positive way.
Right. I like how you mentioned that it's a weapon, because I know a lot of people are like, keep politics out of music. And I'm like, you do understand that reggae, ska, punk, like it's very revolutionary.
Very.
It's very political.
Big time, yes.
But that's the point.
Yes.
It, like you said, it's a weapon
Yes.
to use for good. So,
Yeah, it doesn't like pick a political side, but it is yes. I mean,
Right.
in
It's a
its
movement.
rawest nature, it is completely that. Yes, 100%.
For sure.
So I say keep it in, because you can sing about hanging out at the beach, smoking a doob, washing your car in Tanqueray, but at the end of the day, the youth are very impressionable, and if we want to see change, it's going to start with the younger generation, right? So
Right.
we need to be, feeding them as much positivity as we possibly can,
For sure.
and hoping that they get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And a lot of my music, I curse a little bit, but I try not to, because I don't want to take away from the message I'm trying to convey.
Sure.
A lot of my songs, so I did 2 originals today. One is called Let Go, and the other one's called New Lens. And they're both about, so Let Go is about shedding. I wrote that right after the pandemic.
Right on.
And just shedding old skin and letting go of what we can't control. And New Lens is about having a new perspective on life. So I think that's super important for all generations. But yes, like you said, the younger generation is very impressionable. And I think it's really important to focus internally too. And that's why I try to make music about the internal, so that it allows people to look within, do some reflection, and just kind of get your brain turning on what matters and healing,
Yes,
and all
amen.
of that, and across generations. So I think that's important, especially for children too, because they want to be a part of it. They're excited, so I want to give them something that's positive, but it's also something they can learn from. So that's important to me.
Absolutely, I completely agree, and I love what you just said about that. It's looking internally, because once you get older, you're more you've absorbed a lot more. More media, more TV shows, more music. And then eventually you realize one day that your thoughts might not even be your own. Wow, I've been listening to so much stuff. It's kind of, I don't know, is this really what I'm thinking? So that's why I think it's important to have that positivity in music from a young age, so the thoughts stay positive and your your thoughts don't get hijacked by negative media, negative music, negative anything, to be quite honest with you.
For sure.
It's
important to filter frequently.
Yes, amen. Filter frequently. That is exactly right. 100%. Don't just keep your house smelling good, keep your mind good too.
Polish the inside as much as the outside.
Amen. That's exactly right. So, kind of a serious question here. If your music could spark one change in the world, and I know that's kind of hard because we all want to just, everybody's like, oh, if I was in charge, everything would be perfect, But if your music could spark one change, what's the most important thing to you, and what would that change be?
So a big focus for me is empowering women and children.
Amen.
I think it's super important.
It is.
I think it's something that gets overlooked a lot, being in a male-dominated industry.
Exactly right.
But I think it's important, and I want to bring a voice to people that may not have a voice, and have lyrics that are relatable and healing to other people.
Absolutely.
I think that means a lot. I have a song called Mom Bod.
Nice.
And it's all about just not succumbing to the standards that society has on us to bounce back after childbirth. And there needs to be more of that. And I'm so glad to be a part of that. I have to preach my own lyrics to myself. Be like, hey, when you're telling people to love their bodies, like, you got to love your body too,
Amen.
So it's very important, and especially because there's not really too many songs about it that I know of. And so where there's not a voice, that's where I want to be a voice. And I think women and children are that for me.
That is a beautiful thing. And I think it's funny that a lot of the stuff you say, I'm like, I completely agree, but I do. It's Mother Earth. Who for the most part,
who birthed the population?
Yes. I would always tell my friends, I'm like,
hello.
if women got together and said they weren't going to have any kids, humanity is fucked.
Right.
Yeah, it's completely gone, and you're exactly right. In a male-dominated world, I think a lot of the issues now are that we have focused on the masculine and not on the feminine. But there needs to be a balance, and the balance definitely isn't there. And I think, through music, or at least through people like you contributing to the collective consciousness, universal consciousness, that does invoke change.
Right. And I want to be clear that both are necessary.
Oh, yes, 100%.
So definitely. I think
the balance is off.
The balance is definitely off.
Yeah.
The male definitely has a voice.
Sure, yes.
It's apparent.
Yes.
So my goal is just to uplift the feminine side
Amen.
of it all. And
Amen.
then it would be really awesome in our lifetime if we could see the two in harmony with one another.
Right.
I think that would be great.
But what you're
I think it would be
now,
even that much more powerful.
I do too. But what you're doing now will have an impact hundreds of years later. I definitely
hope so.
I believe that. I believe that every thought you think now impacts everything. Kind of like the butterfly effect. So what we say now does matter later. It
Right.
really does. And what we think and what we do in our actions do definitely matter later.
Thoughts lead to actions.
What was it? Vincent van Gogh sold one painting before he died.
Yeah.
Now he's one of the biggest artists in the entire world. So
Right.
he didn't know that, but he certainly was. So absolutely fantastic answer. Thank you so much. So Savannah, the next question was, what advice would you give to up-and-coming musicians? But let's more so go, what advice would you give to up-and-coming female musicians?
I would say don't give up. You're going to get kicked in the face a lot in this industry. You're going to probably get harassed. You're going to get some negative things said to you.
Sure.
You're going to be discouraged from shining your light. Don't succumb to that.
Right.
Keep doing your thing. Keep it focused on what your mission is. Hold that to your heart always. And don't let anybody take that from you. They can't. But definitely don't let anybody dim your light, and don't give up, because as you keep going, there's levels to this.
Yes.
So
100%.
as you keep going, you will level up, and don't give up. Like, you got something to say, the world needs to hear it. So definitely keep saying what you're saying and doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and it's funny, at the end of my podcast, I say speak your mind before somebody else does it for you.
Right.
Yes. And that's absolutely true, 100%. So what's coming up next for you after Reggae at the Rock? Where can we find you locally? Do you have any new music coming out? I know you said you were working on some stuff. Collaborations, anything else you want to talk about?
Yes, so
Cool.
at the end of this month, hopefully I'll be releasing some new music, fingers crossed, getting everything together with album art and whatnot. So that should be up and coming. And then the next place I will be is at Trudy's Tavern in Edgewater.
Nice.
Florida.
Oh, I've played Trudy's before. I love that place.
Cool spot. Yeah, it'll be my first time playing there, so I'm excited.
So neat. It's a neat little patio
Yeah.
outside. You sit in the corner, and the people that go there, it fills up. So
Nice.
you get that, it's crowded. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I'll be there 5 to 8 on August August 15th.
Great.
In Edgewater. So, yeah, definitely come check me out. And I'm also on the socials, Savannah Savino Music,
Cool.
Instagram and TikTok, as well as just Facebook, plain Savannah Savino. I post where I'll be playing monthly.
Beautiful.
So definitely feel free to follow along the journy.
Fantastic. And you answered my last question, so I'll skip up to the one before that. Leave us with something, what am I looking for? Profound. Now, if you just, I know we already talked about if your music could speak one message, but just what's one thing that you personally, to your fans, to the world, you know what I mean, that we need to hear right now?
I say be good to people. I was at the gas station the other day, and this lady, her card got declined like 5 times, and the guy was being pretty rude to her. I can understand he's probably just frustrated because he had a huge line. But I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll take her
That's
bill.
Beautiful.
And I don't want any clout. I don't want anybody to record it. I mean, this was recorded, but that's not why I do it. I was just like, hey, let me just help her out.
Yes.
She had some food and she needs to eat, so I was like, here, eat your food, and it's all good. And because I know, the Most High is going to take care of me, so just take care of people if you can. Even if you don't have much to give to the people around you. It'll come back.
Always. It certainly does. Yeah, me and my wife, we have our nonprofit, and one of our initiatives is Reggae for a reason. Full-time reggae musicians, if they happen to be sick or in the hospital, they can't perform or go on tour, that Reggae for a Reason steps in and helps them with their, their bills and things.
Oh, I love that. And that means so much to them, too. Because, if you miss a gig,
that's it. It's game over. Because everybody lives paycheck to paycheck. But we decided a couple years ago that being in service of other people was going to be what we were going to do for the rest of our lives.
I love that.
I literally think that if you're constantly, obviously you have to focus on yourself sometimes, but if you're always in service of other people, then you yourself will be in check all the time. Exactly. Because if that's where your heart is, I think you're okay.
Right. And sometimes, if you're having a bad day, but you make somebody else's day, hey, guess what? Now you're having a good day.
Yes.
It just comes back around.
That's kind of the point. That's what I'm saying. And then when it becomes muscle memory and you're always just doing the next right thing and helping somebody without even thinking about it, then I think your heart's in the right place.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it's also important to not want to be seen for it. I think, do it in silence. Sure. and just do it, because it just makes it that much more meaningful and powerful to be like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. I'm not going to talk about it. I just want to do it because I know it's the right thing to do.
Yes. And then it becomes natural, and then it's who you are.
Right.
Yep. And that's a beautiful thing. And then I think when it becomes who you are, then everything's going to be all right.
For sure.
Savannah Savino, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to come on Hippie Fari Reggae Radio and Podcast. Reggae at the Rock 2025, opening set, main stage. Check Savannah Savino out on all her social media. And thank you so much. What a pleasure it was to interview you.
Likewise.
And
thank you.
I love interviewing people that know ska and punk, because it's just, it tickles me to death, because I grew up listening to it.
Adds another layer to it.
Sure does.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Much love. And enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Awesome.